I'm standing outside the house where Walt Disney was born. The city of Chicago has declared it a landmark. Disney is someone of great importance to me. It was actually partially because of Disney that I moved to Chicago in the first place. I had read in one of the biographies that Disney had studied at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. I had the good fortune of being offered a scholarship, and I packed up my bags and left Arizona and headed straight for Chicago. I'm Brandon Kosters, and in this series, we'll explore the art of animation. Try to dedicate 20 to 30 minutes every day to drawing. It keeps your skills nimble and it keeps your imagination in tip-top shape. I'm also a big fan of having anatomical models around my studio just so I can reference them when I'm drawing. And just remember some things we learned from Leonardo da Vinci and the Vitruvian Man. Our wingspan is roughly the same as our height, okay? Mind the space between the head and shoulders. Another drawing exercise that I highly recommend is drawing the negative space around a model. Look at a live model or a toy or an object and try to draw the space around that object. We're going to separate all of this out. First, we're going to do a little audio recording. Okay, we're going to take the sound card out and we're going to isolate that track here in a second. Let's go over to Premiere. Okay, so I have a project that I just opened, but let's take a look at Okay, so let's go to Premiere. Let's go to Premiere. We're going to click New Project. Okay, we're going to click Animation Test 001, okay? And location. It's very important that you put this in the right location. Okay. Very important that you put this in the right location, okay? Scratch disks. You want to make sure that all of your media is in the same directory. So wherever you save your image files, you want to make sure it's the same place that you have your Premiere file. And likewise for your audio files or anything else that you plan to incorporate into the timeline. Okay, this looks fine. We're going to click OK. All right, now let's go back to Photoshop. And we're going to parse all this out. Okay, so before we do anything, let's turn everything off here. And actually, let's turn everything off here. Character, reduce it all to the yellow background, okay? Shift Command S, let's find the same folder that we have the Premiere file saved in. Okay, we're going to create a folder. I'm going to name it Animation Cells. Click Create. Okay, and I'm going to save this as a PNG. We just want to keep it consistent, and PNG is a lossless file. JPEGs, the problem with JPEGs, even though they're highly portable, they're highly compressed. That's why they're portable. So you do lose a lot of information. They do end up looking lower resolution because they are, in fact, lower resolution. Okay, animation cells. So we're going to say yellow. Nice and simple. Saving it as a PNG, large file, no interlacing. Okay, now we're going to turn it off. And we're going to want to save a bunch of PNGs with transparent backgrounds, and you'll see why here in a second. Okay, So we don't want his eyes, but I want this guy as his own layer. Okay, think about it like paper dolls. Okay, animation cells. We're keeping this in the same directory as our Premiere files, okay? We're just going to call him talking head. We're going to save it as a PNG. No compression, no interlacing. Okay, so now we're going to get rid of that. Get rid of this color. Get rid of that color. Now, we're going to export the eyes as their own layer. Make sure you're in the right folder. Okay, eyes 2. Little sloppy, but remember, it's going to be fine because it's going to blend in with the background image. Make sure you're in the right folder. Okay, and what's cool about So what's cool about animation, particularly if you're approaching it from a sort of limited animation vantage point, is that you can always get more mileage out of your cycles. And sometimes you only need to do half the cycle because you can just sort of reverse it and achieve a full cycle, such is the case with the way I've animated these eyes. I only have them shutting because then to open them up again I just need to reverse that cycle. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, eyes 3. Say this is a PNG. I'm going to turn off the eyes. Now let's get into our mouth shapes. Command Shift S, save. Okay, we're going to save this as mouth .png. Mouth underscore 001. Okay, I'm going to turn that mouth off. Oh, this one we didn't color. Okay, let's do that real quick. Okay. mouth 2. Or you can name the mouth after the sound it makes. Whatever is easiest for you to keep track of. Okay. Command-Shift-S. Okay, mouth 3. PNG. Okay, now that we've got all the images exported, let's go back to Premiere. Make sure this is still recording. Okay, now that we have all the image files exported from Photoshop, let's go back into Premiere. Okay, and again, I can't emphasize this enough, make sure everything is in the right directory. Let's go to this folder here, animation cells, okay, and we can just drag the folder and drop it right into here where we import media, okay. And let's save that, okay. Okay, so here we have all the visual elements we're going to need, okay. We can just pull background right in there. Now these other elements, well, the head here, the head is going to remain static, so the head will just put right back in place there. With these other elements, we want to change the speed. So we're going to select the eyes here, select them all, right click, go to speed and duration. So you see the default speed is 4 seconds and 29 frames. Let's say that we want each individual eye drawing to be on screen for 3 frames, okay? And we can modify that as we need to. So we can just pull it right over and drop it on top. You see that? So it goes 1, 2, 3, and then to get back to where we want, we'd want to put 2 after 3, and then, okay? You see that? Boop. And then we can just hold that last one there for a second. We can hold it indefinitely, okay? So we'll move that up. So V4, this is our eyes, this is our head, this is our background. And look at this. Because the transparencies, we could change anything we want in the background. We could put anything we want in the background, but for now we'll just keep that yellow static image, okay? This is why we like transparencies, and this is why we like working with them in Photoshop. It lets us isolate elements more easily. Okay, now with the mouths, I don't know that we want to adjust the speed like we did with the eyes, but we definitely want to adjust the speed. So let's select all of the mouth images. Let's go to speed duration. And let's say 15 frames a second. Okay, so that's going to mean each mouth shape is about half a second long. Okay, so we'll treat that as like the default mouth shape. Oh, we got to get our audio, don't we? Okay, so let's go to the Finder. me put my card in again. I've got the sound card from my Zoom, which is the audio device I used to capture the little snippet of audio we're going to use. Okay, there it is. All right, so let's open 2 Finder windows.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, and you can hear my daughter sort of gasping there at the end. Okay, and that's fine. Okay, so let's make sure we have this in the right directory. So in the folder where we have all of our data relating to the Premiere project, including the file for the Premiere project itself, let's create a new folder. Let's call this folder Audio. Okay. New folder. I like to do a folder for VO, for voiceover, and a separate folder for music. So out of habit, we'll do that, and I'll just put that here. And the reason I'm pulling it in here and not just dumping it directly is because you want to preserve the same, you want to preserve order by keeping everything in the same directory. Otherwise, the computer gets confused and you have to relocate clips, and it's a huge mess. I was going to bring this folder and this file in, but we don't have to do it that way. Let's bring the whole folder over. Okay? Let's bring the whole audio folder from that Finder window right into the Premiere project. Okay? Now we're going to take that audio recording that we did a second ago. We're going to put it here, snap it in. You see it there at the bottom? Now let's make everything longer. See, we can adjust this little scrolly bar here at the bottom, and that's going to change how precise you can get with the clips. So you see that sound wave there? So that's where it's saying hello.
Hello.
So what we can do if we want to make that start a little earlier is let's just pull that in.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, let's give him a little more space at the top.
Hello.
Okay. So you see the waveform? We're going to snap these mouth shapes in place to the waveform. Okay, so where's our E shape? That looks like our E shape to me.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Okay, so let's do our L shape too.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Okay. Let's put that in place there.
Hello.
And then there's the O. Okay. And you can actually get more mileage out of these eyes. Here, let me show you what I mean. This is something you see a lot of animators overdoing nowadays, so don't go nuts with it, but you can actually take these individual frames from the eye blink. Here, we'll do another blink here after he says hello. And make sure you're in the right video channel there. Okay, and we'll use mouth 1 as sort of the default mouth. Okay, we'll set our in there, and we'll set our out here. Okay, so let's see what that's like.
Hello.
And we can set the out right there.
Hello. hello,
Let's get that mouth in a little earlier. Let's see if we fudge the timing, if that looks a little better.
hello,
Yeah, a little closer, I think. But there you have it. And now if you want to save that, you could go to File, Export, Media, and you'll have all sorts of choices in terms of which codec. Codec is actually a portmanteau word for compression and decompression. You'll have a lot of options for the format that you export it in. Do some research about what makes the most sense for you and the sort of material you're working with. And there we go. We have a self-contained cartoon. Let's export this as a match sequence settings. Let's export this here as an MPEG file. Okay, and let's look at it. Here's what the file looks like when we've exported it and play it on our computer.
hello, hello, hello.
And there you have it. This series is dedicated to my children, from whom I draw inspiration every day, and to children everywhere, and to the child inside each and every one of us. Animation is all about replicating life, and to that end, I hope yours is a wonderful one.